Right. There we go. Okay, Hare Krishna, welcome Jagaro Prabhu to our second meeting. Hare Krishna. So we will start this meeting by reciting Mangalacharan in order to invoke auspiciousness. Hare Krishna. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Shwapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaisnavamscha Sri Rupam Shagrajatam Shahagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Shavadutam Parijana Shahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakanamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Shindu Dinabhandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kantha Radha Kantha Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripin Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Padati Vachalam Panglungam Bhayate Girim Jat Kripatamaham Bande Sri Gurun Dinatarnam Hare Krishna. So, Prabhuji, before we continue, so how far is your self-study right now?
Chapter 1, reading and hearing done.
Chapter 1, all right. That's
chapter 2,
nice.
reading started.
Okay, nice. Very good. So, yeah, because in the link that I sent to you, the first, I think 11 verses of the chapter 1 Bhagavad Gita was not there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we can discuss that today, and hopefully we can touch also chapter 2 briefly. Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, just give me a second. There we go. Okay, Bhakti Shastri, Bhagavad Gita, Unit 1. So, Unit 1 consists of 6 chapters, the first 6 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita. So, yeah, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1, chapter entitled Observing the Armies on the Battlefield of Kurukshetra. Actually, in Sanskrit, the chapter's title of the title for the first chapter is Arjuna Visada Yoga. That means the yoga which is connected to Arjuna's lamentation. So as we all know that actually Bhagavad Gita is also known as the Yoga Sastra. Yeah, because Bhagavad Gita is connect the whole chapters of the Bhagavad Gita, the 18 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita connected with yoga. And Srila Prabhupada very clearly explained that the word yoga means actually reconnect ourselves with the Supreme. Yuj, in Sanskrit, the word yuj means to connect. So yoga means to connect to Krishna. So then we may wonder how this first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita also yoga. It is called Arjuna Visada Yoga. Arjuna's lamentation, how it is called yoga. Because by this lamentation, so Arjuna as if put into such a big dilemma by Krishna's Yoga Maya, of course. So then the Bhagavad Gita started. Arjuna asked this question. So from the questions of Arjuna, Srila Prabhupada explained that actually Arjuna is inquiring on behalf of all of us here, for the benefit of all of us here, not exactly for his own benefit. He is a pure devotee. Absolutely, there is no illusion. Mahatmanas tumam parta daivi prakriti asrita. He is always protected by the divine energy of the Lord, the daivi prakriti. He is a Mahatma, he is a great soul. But why he is put into illusion is all Krishna's arrangement. So he asked this question in the toward the end of chapter 1. We will see Arjuna's reason of not fighting. So he was rejecting to fight, right? And one of the reason is that compassion. He feels compassion to his family members, especially his grandfather Bhishma, grandfather, and his guru, and all his relatives. So this kind of compassion, Krishna will refute that argument later in the second chapter by giving him the Gyan Yoga, Atma Tattva Gyan, Atma Tattva Gyan, the knowledge of the Atma. Tattva means truth, actually. So the truth about the Atma, that the body is eternal, and even if you kill all the soldiers, your grandfather, so actually you're not really killing them. So this is called false attachment. So due to this attachment, family attachment, his heart becomes weak. Krishna says, Hridaya Daurbalyam, means the weakness of the heart. So in that way, actually, the whole chapters of the Bhagavad Gita is yoga, because it is all connected to Krishna. So the idea of performing yoga is that to reconnect ourselves with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe. All right, on that base, we will start our first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Just as a small background also, why Srila Prabhupada is presenting this Bhagavad Gita as it is. If we read carefully the introduction of the Bhagavad Gita, so there Srila Prabhupada mentioned actually there are more than 200 editions of Bhagavad Gita all over the world. So that's like 50 years ago. And what to speak of now? But Srila Prabhupada mentioned, but we are offering our humble attempt to present this Bhagavad Gita as it is, because we don't see, Prabhupada said, we don't see that all these Bhagavad Gitas, which are there, 200 editions of Bhagavad Gitas, change the heart of the readers, because their commentary is actually coming from their own mental speculation, their own mental concoction. But if we carefully study Srila Prabhupada's purport, he is mostly referring to the commentary of Baladev Vidyabhushana, Srila Viswana Chakravarti Thakur, mostly these two personalities. That's for the Bhagavad Gita. And for Bhagavatam, he sometimes also refers to Sridhar Swami, not our ISKCON Sridhar Swami, not also Sridhar Swami is God brother, but Sridhar Swami is like our Acharya, Sridhar Swami. And sometimes he quoted also from Ramanujacharya, but very few of them in the Srimad Bhagavatam. As far as Bhagavad Gita is concerned, most of his commentary he referred to Srila Viswana Chakravarti Thakur and also Srila Baladev Vidyabhushana. So therefore, actually, Srila Prabhupada is a chaste commentator. Chaste means he's not deviating from the previous Acharya's commentation. He's following the previous Acharya's commentation. So he's not using his own mental concoction. He's not giving his own mental concoction. He is giving it referring to the previous Acharya's commentation. And also, Srila Prabhupada has a pure motive when he is writing the Bhagavad Gita, his purport to the Bhagavad Gita. Others may have some motivation and finally mislead people. Most of the Bhagavad Gita commentation, they are finally concluding that ultimately the absolute truth is formless, especially in India. Ultimately, God has no form. But actually that the word nirguna actually refers to the Lord has no material qualities. The Lord has no material senses. Guna means qualities. Guna means also senses. Sometimes it is translated as senses, but guna means actually nature. But the Lord has no material senses, has no material qualities. So it doesn't mean that he is formless. Yeah? So that's very misleading for the people. So Srila Prabhupada is giving this Bhagavad Gita as it is, and he has no any material motivation. His only intention, his only motivation is that just he wants to share Krishna consciousness. Toward the end of the preface of the Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada writes that if we can make one pure devotee, yeah, if we can make only one pure devotee, we consider our attempt to be a success. So Srila Prabhupada only want people to surrender to Krishna. That's it. He doesn't want any large number of followers. He wants people just to surrender to Krishna. Yeah. All right. Having said that, we shall start the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna Visada Yoga. Actually, this theme of Arjuna's lamentation will come toward the end. So the first part of the Bhagavad Gita, especially the verses 1 to 11, it's actually mostly describing about Duryodhana's diplomacy. Yeah, okay. Observing the armies on the battlefield of etc. So we start with this quotation, very nice, from Srila Prabhupada. Krishna personally comes to teach the science. Why did Krishna leave the Bhagavad Gita? Out of his compassion, so that after my experience, people will take advantage of this Bhagavad Gita, as I instructed my dear friend Arjuna. They will also take advantage and become free from the clutches of death. This is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so that's the reason why Krishna is leaving behind the Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is actually Krishna's love, Krishna's manifestation, the manifestation of Krishna's love for all living entities. Yeah. So this instruction is actually Krishna's love for his sons, his children. We are all Krishna's children. Yeah. Sarva yune sukantaya mutaya sambhavantiyaha tasam brahma mahadhyonir aham bija pradakita. In chapter 14 Bhagavad Gita, you'll find that verse where Krishna mentioned that all living entities actually comes from Krishna, and Krishna is the seeds giving father. So just like father always wanting the well-being of his children, yeah, so that's natural. So Krishna is giving us this instruction, the Bhagavad Gita, through instructing Arjuna. So we may take advantage and cross over the material ocean of repetition of birth and death. Yeah, the first verse of the Bhagavad Gita, very famous. I think all ISKCON members memorize this verse. Dharmaksetre Kurukshetre verse. Yeah, Dharmaksetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyudsvaha Mamaka Pandavas Chaiva Kimakuvatas. So the word Dharmaksetre in the place of pilgrimage, Dharmaksetre. So the Kurukshetra is a holy place. Kurukshetra is a holy place. We may wonder that why these people, Arjuna, the Pandavas and Kauravas, they are choosing this specific place for a battle. This place will be tainted by blood, right? And this Kurukshetra is a Dharmaksetra, is a holy place. This field is a holy place. Actually, this field was founded by King Kuru, yeah? One of the descendants of Yayati, the family lineage actually of the Kauravas, the Pandavas, yeah, the Kuru dynasty. So that's belonged to their ancestor. And it is described also that Parashuram, yeah, Parashuram incarnation, when he killed all these 21 Kshatriyas, the Kshatriyas 21 times, yeah, the demoniac Kshatriyas. So Parashuram, he dig a big, what do you call this, big lake, and that lake where Parashuram stored all the dead body and blood and so on. So because that place is also touched by the incarnation of the Lord, so that place is sanctified and becomes purified. And also this place is chosen by the ancestor of the Kuru dynasty to perform sacrifice, yajna. So this place is Dharma Kshetra. So my question again, why the Pandavas and Kauravas chose this place to be a place of battle? There will be a lot of blood, a lot of corpse, dead body, ghastly scene. Why they choose this holy place? So what do you think, Jagaru Prabhu? Any idea?
That's because this war is also done. The purpose of this
Your
war
voice is not so audible.
is
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
I couldn't hear you.
Just Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I can manage to hear. Yes, you can say something. Why they choose this holy place?
Better.
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Go ahead.
So basically, this war is itself a dharma, a war to establish the religion. And since Arjuna and the Pandavas are specifically on the side of Arjuna, so that's something that they will naturally, for doing anything, they select a region, a place which also suits with them, a pious place. So for devotees, if they want to do some activity, they'll prefer a place at least which is good, more of the passion, versus thing. So naturally, this place is, so since it already is Dharma Kshetra, so naturally they are in first choice for this holy war. Because Prabhupada writes in the problem that some shloka it's the purpose of this whole arrangement for Krishna was to wipe out the weeds, the unwanted weeds from the earth. That's why this place is so pilgrim itself.
Nice. Thank you. Yes, that's correct. And yeah, of course, naturally, this place is favorable for those who are saintly. Actually, Dhritarashtra, Dhritarashtra Maharaj, he was in anxiety. Yeah, he was in anxiety. His only anxiety is that what if their son's mind, especially Duryodhana's mind, will change due to the influence of the holy place. Actually, they tried to negotiate. Yeah, in the beginning, before the fight, before the battle, they tried to negotiate. Just give them 5 villages, and there will be no war. You take all the kingdom. Just give them only 5 villages. You may remain a king. You may become a king. So when Sanjaya was narrating this, actually, Dhritarashtra Maharaj was in anxiety. What if my son's mind changed due to the influence of holy place? So things like this, And also, it's actually Dhritarashtra Maharaj. He knows actually his sons is actually completely wrong, and they are not at all befitting to become the ruler. He knows this, but due to his attachment to his son, so actually he was performing all kinds of uh, mischievous and nasty activities just to kill the Pandavas. Actually, he was supporting his own son. So yeah, Dharma Kshetra, place of pilgrimage. Yeah, Srila Prabhupada explained, the word Dharma Kshetra, a place where religious rituals are performed, is significant because on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, the personality of Godhead was present on the side of Arjuna. Dhritarashtra, the father of the Kurus, was highly doubtful about the possibility of his son's ultimate victory. So Srila Prabhupada also, in the purport, he gave an example, just like in the paddy field, the unwanted weeds should be uprooted. Yeah? Otherwise, these weeds may disturb the growth of the paddy, of the rice. So similarly, Krishna is there. The main farmer is there. Now Krishna will uproot all the unwanted weeds, all the Kauravas. So naturally, it's a big dilemma actually. It's big doubt in Dhritarashtra's mind about the victory of his own sons. But despite of that, he wanted the battle continue because he's full of hope that actually his son should come out victorious and become the next king. All right. Mamakaha, he's also mentioning Mamaka. First he mentioned that Mamaka, my son, my party. Mamaka, Pandava Shaivam. And Pandava he mentioned later. Yeah, actually, both the Pandavas and the sons of Dhritarashtra belong to the same family, but Dhritarashtra's mind is closed here. He deliberately claimed only his sons as Kurus, and he separated the sons of Pandu from the family heritage. Therefore, he mentioned Mamaka means actually my, aham mameti. Yeah. Pumsasriya mai tuni bhava me tam tayo hito haridaya granti maho ato brihak setra sutapta vitaya janasyamoho yam aham mameti. So when someone becomes too attached with the family affairs, yeah, Suta means sons. So he becomes attached to his son. How this attachment started actually by the Hridaya Granthi, the knot of the heart, the entanglement of the heart. And Prabhupada explained how that entanglement of the heart starts from the connection between man and woman. Yeah. Pumsa Striya, Stri means woman. Pumsa Striya, Maituni, sexual intercourse. So in this way, actually, one of the many reasons why the Jivas fall down into the material world, because he wanted to enjoy separately from Krishna. Then Srila Prabhupada explained what is the biggest type of enjoyment in the material world? Is sexual pleasure. Sexual pleasure will create this binding knot in the heart. Suta apta pitaihi, and then janashyamoho, that person will become illusion. And then out of that illusion, yam aham mameti, he is concerning about himself and whatever related to him, such as wife, children, and wealth, so on, house. Yes, you have a question here. There was no good effect of Dharmakshetra on Kauravas. Does it mean that if someone is against Krishna and his devotees, even a spiritual place does not have positive effect on a person? Yeah. If someone against Krishna, even spiritual place does not have positive effect on that person. Person who oppose Krishna actually considered to be offended. Yeah. But when Krishna is being offended, he can tolerate that. The case here is that even much more heavier, because the Pandava is committing so many offenses against Krishna's devotees. Krishna cannot tolerate it. Even the holy place such as Kurukshetra cannot have some effect to an offender. Yeah. So Vaishnava Aparad, as Rupa Goswami explained, as the Mata Hati. So Hati Mata, that means mad elephant, cannot be rectified by any means. Even Krishna cannot do anything with that. Only Krishna's devotees can do it, can forgive and nullify that offenses. But Krishna here already, he was too much fried up by the activities of the Kauravas. So even uh, sinners, when they go to holy places, well, because whoever get in touch with a holy place will get some kind of transformation within their heart. But offenders, is a different case. Okay, we have to be very clear here between sinners and offenders. Sinners means they just perform sinful activities without harming any devotees. But offenders is like intolerable. Even if they go to holy place, there is no effect because their heart is completely uh, just like a stone. Yeah. Sins we can rectify sin simply by yan nama sruti matrena human bhava vinirmala dasya tirtha pada kinva dasavan avasisya. So this is described in the Srimad Bhagavatam in the 8th canto by Sukracharya. Yeah, Sukracharya, Guru Maharaj's sorry, the spiritual master of Bali Maharaj. Yeah, yan nama sruti matre, simply by hearing. By chance, you hear the chanting of the holy name. Yanama Shruti Matrena Human Bhavavdir Nirmala. People's heart, those who hear the holy names, even by chance, their heart will get purification. So naturally, if you go to holy place, there will be kirtan. Always people will glorify the Lord. So they will hear, this is for sinners. But for offenders, only the person whom you offended can solve the problem. So yeah. Naturally, even the holy place cannot do anything with offenders. And then, yeah, this, although Dhritarashtra knew that Krishna was the supreme personality of Godhead, so Dhritarashtra said that I know that what I'm planning, that is not good. I know Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead, and he has requested me, but I tell you frankly, I cannot. So sometimes in our case also, we may find a similar situation that okay, we're not supposed to do like this, we're not supposed to do like that. But sometimes we feel the urge from the heart, from our heart. And finally, we end up by committing some kind of mistake, some sinful activities, despite of knowing the Shastra's injunction. Yeah. So this is called the, due to lust actually, due to lust. Then when our heart is overwhelmed by lust, Kamai Hrita Jnana. So Kamai Hrita Jnana. When our mind, our heart is overwhelmed by lust, then Hrita Jnana. Whatever knowledge that we have, it doesn't work. Doesn't work at all because the lust is stronger. Yeah. We don't listen to our mind. So that's the precarious situation that Dhritarashtra Maharaj facing. He knows Krishna is God, but still he cannot. Sanjaya was student of Vyas. Yeah, this is the reason why how Sanjaya got the vision of the battlefield, because he's the student of Vyas. So he Vyasdev gave this Shakti, gave this power to Sanjaya. Actually, Vyas came to Dhritarashtra. Actually, he wanted in the beginning he wanted to give this power to Dhritarashtra by which Dhritarashtra can see what is going on in the battlefield simply by sitting on his throne. But Dhritarashtra, because he was doubtful of the victory of his sons, so he's afraid. He's not ready to see how his son will be, devastated, will be killed, especially by him. So instead of he himself, so he requested Vyas to give that power to Sanjaya. Therefore, Sanjaya is narrating. Sanjaya is seeing what is going on in the battlefield, so he just narrating to Dhritarashtra Maharaj. Otherwise, Dhritarashtra Maharaj cannot hold up his life, probably, seeing his sons die in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. All right. So in the text number 2, Charyam Upasangam, this is the statement of Sanjaya, Acharyam Upasangamya Raja Bachanam. So this Raja refers to Duryodhana, Raja Bachanam. Duryodhana was not a king. Why is Sanjaya addressed him as a king? So would you like to answer that question? He's not a king yet. He's just a prince, son of Dhritarashtra. Why Sanjaya is addressing him as King Duryodhana, now approaching Dronacharya.
That's what, because that is what the Dhritarashtra wants to do. Because Dhritarashtra was despondent to make his son king, because he had this heart feeling that he could not become the king because of blindness. He always expected to become king, but somehow Pandu became the king. So, by hook or crook, he wanted Duryodhana to become. Now it has already, end has come, which Sanjay knew it very well. They will be removed. So the despondent king is the word comes from both of them. As a relaxation or the despondent king, he is mentioning Duryodhana as the king, just to pacify Dhritarashtra.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it is natural when someone expecting something. So as a close friend of that person should give support, right? Actually, Sanjaya know that actually he's gonna die, Duryodhana gonna die. But in order to pacify Dhritarashtra, as you correctly mentioned, so yeah, he addressed King Duryodhana because Dhritarashtra really wants his son Duryodhana to become a king. So just to make his master happy. That's the duty of a servant. Just make the master happy. You will get all the blessings, all the wealth, all the victory, all whatever prosperity. Right. Okay. And in text number 3, Yudam Drupada Putrena Tavasishena Dhimata. This is this statement of Duryodhana saying that Tavasishena Dhimata. Now you see your Sishya, yeah, your Sishya, Dristajumna. Drupada Putrena means the son of Drupad. Yeah. Why Duryodhana is mentioning here? Just see your disciple, Dristajumna. Actually, he was pointing out the mistake of Dronacharya. Yeah, we know that in the Mahabharata that between Drona and Drupad, when they were small children, they were studying in the same Gurukul. So Drupad, he was a prince. So he promised to Drona that when I become a king, I'll give you half of my kingdom. Then now he became a king, and then Dronacharya, he is a poor Brahmana, of course. So his son Aswatthama was crying for milk, could not feed even his son milk. So he went to Drupad Maharaj, just asking for a cow. Not half of the kingdom that he promised, just asking for a cow. But he said that, oh, you are addressing me as a friend, because he came there so friendly. Oh, my friend, now you become a king. Do you remember in the Gurukul, you promised me to give half of your kingdom, but I came here just to beg for a cow because my son is crying for milk. And Drupada Maharaj said that, you said friend can be only amongst equal, and we are not equal. I'm a king here. What are you talking about? Get lost. So the whole thing is revenge and then counter revenge and so on. So Drupad Maharaj performed a yagya. So from that yagya was born Dristajumna, and then he sent Dristajumna to study the military art under Dronacharya, because Drona is a very learned Brahmana, and also he knows the science of Rajaniti and also military art. So Drona knew the intention of Drupad Maharaj, but still he accepted Dristajumna as his disciple, as his student, because it is the natural quality of a Brahmana being so liberal that whoever comes, provided he has the qualification, he will accept that person to be his disciple. He knows in the future, this Dristajumna, he may kill me. And it's already destined, actually. It's already destined that he will kill Dronacharya. So yeah, he's a very liberal Brahmana, so he accepted. And Tawasisena Dhimata. So Duryodhana is saying this Tawasisena Dhimata. Just see, your disciple, your great disciple, Drishtajumna, he is becoming the chief commander of our enemy. So he's pointing out the mistake of Dronacharya. Savasishina. So Prabhupada mentioned this in the lecture. He has learned the military science from you just to kill you. Dimata Tavasishena, your disciple. He has arranged. This is the pointing out so that he may be angry. This rascal has learned from me and he wants to kill me. And then from text 4 to 6, we can see here Duryodhana was listing all the names of the heroes in the opposite party. You see that in your own self. And then in text 8, this is the statement of Duryodhana. There are personalities like you, Bhishma, Karna, Kripa, Aswatthama, Vikarna, and the son of Somadatta called Burisrava, who are always victorious in battle. So here, Dronacharya is actually encouraging Duryodhana is encouraging Dronacharya. If we see who is the senior most amongst the assembly here, Bhishmadev. But why Duryodhana by saying Bhavan? Bhava means you. Yeah, that verse, text number 8. Bhava means you. Actually, in Sanskrit, many times we find the word Twam. That means also you. But here, Duryodhana mentioned Bhava. And then Bhava, Bhishma. First, he mentioned you. That means Drona. But when we see who is the top, who is the senior most in the assembly, that's actually Bhishmadev, right? Why Duryodhana did not address Bhishmadev first? Because he want to get the heart of Dronacharya. And then Duryodhana is so intelligent. He knew actually Dronacharya is a Brahmana. So by Varna, so Bhishma is a Kshatriya. Drona is a Brahmana. So Bhishma, although he is the senior most, but when he addressed a Brahmana first, because Bhishma knew the etiquette, he will not get offended. So in this way, Duryodhana is safe. You see how his brain is so intellectual. He's a very clever person, but he's very cunning. So first he mentioned, we have you here in our party. There are personalities like you, Bhima, Karna, Bhishma, Karna, Kripa, Aswatthama, all and Somadatta, the son of Somadatta, Burisrava, all these personalities actually Maharatis. Yeah, Maharatis means one who can fight 1,000 chariots. But interestingly here, the name of Vikarna is mentioned. Vikarna is his brother, one of his brothers, Duryodhana's brother. And Vikarna is not very significant fighter actually. But why Vikarna is mentioned here? Again, Duryodhana is so clever because Vikarna is the only person who raised his voice at the time when Dursasana tried to disrobe Draupadi. Nobody speak anything except Vikarna. Vikarna said, stop it, it's so embarrassing. This is immoral. So Duryodhana afraid to lose Vikarna because before the battle, Yudhishthira Maharaj declared that, all right, the battle is about to start. Anybody from my party, if you want to join the opposite party, you can go there now. And those who are from the opposite party, if you want to join my party, you are most welcome. So Duryodhana is afraid of losing Vikarna, his brother, because he was very favorable actually to Pandavas. He was objecting Dursasana when he tried to disrobe Draupadi. So we see like Duryodhana is such a very clever person. He tried to get everybody's heart to support his his evil intentions. Yeah. So if we want to study politics, actually, Bhagavad Gita is a complete science. It's not only about, okay, Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, we are his servant, we have to surrender. Ultimately, that's the conclusion. But there are so many masalas also. When you cook, you put a lot of masalas to enhance the taste. Yeah? So like that. Politics is also here in the Bhagavad Gita. Ah. And then text 10 to 11, Duryodhana solves the problem of encouraging Dronacharya without insulting Bhishma and others. So now here in this part, Duryodhana said that, okay, all of you should support our strength, our military strength is depend only on Bhishma's strength. But still, all of you should help Bhishmadev, should support Bhishmadev. So now he's trying to win everybody's heart. First, he said that all our military strength depend on Bhishma because Bhishma is so powerful. Nobody could defeat Bhishma. Even Bhishma defeated Parashuram, the personality of Godhead, his guru. He defeated. Yeah. But again, Duryodhana makes think that okay, if I just glorify Bhishma being the strongest, what about others? Others may feel like, oh, okay, Bhishma is there. I'm very insignificant. Okay, let him fight. I will not do anything. Therefore, Duryodhana said, now please all of you support Bhishma, protect Bhishma because he's old. Because he is old, you should support them. So all other people, other armies, they feel like, okay, now we have some value here. Duryodhana value us here. Okay, we should support them. So in this way, we see here how cunning is Duryodhana. Yeah. All right. Balam Bhisma Viraksitam. So Bala means power. Bhisma Viraksitam. Raksha means protected. We are all protected by the strength of Bhishma. We are perfectly protected by grandfather Bhishma. And here, text number 11, Duryodhana said, all of you must now give full support to grandfather Bhishma. Duryodhana Srila Prabhupada's purport. Duryodhana clearly felt that the victory of the Kurus depended on the presence of Bhishmadev. He was confident of the full support of Bhishmadev and Dronacharya in the battle because he well knew that they did not even speak a word when Arjuna's wife, Draupadi, in her helpless condition, had appealed to them for justice while she was being forced to appear naked in the presence of all the great generals in the assembly. Yeah. Sometimes, as devotees, we may ask question, if Bhishma is a great devotee, well, he's one of the Mahajans. Yeah. Swayambhu, Narada, Sambhu, Kumara, Kapilo, Manu, Pralado, Janako, Bali, Vaya, Sakirvayam. So, Bhishma is one of the Mahajans. Then what kind of Mahajan he is? He is in the party of Kurawa. He's supporting Kurawa. First of all, he's supporting Kurawa. He's fighting with the Lord, against the Lord. Second, he didn't speak even a word during that gambling match, during that dice match, during that gambling. So what kind of devotee he is? Then how we should respond on this kind of question? Would you like to address that, Kabiji?
Okay, I had heard that for fighting regarding Vishnu, they taking part in the Kurukshetra. Like devotees have different relations, rasas of relationship with Krishna, apart from the prime five rasas. So one of the rasa is Viryas, that Lord reciprocates devotee. So Vishmadev had that kind of rasa with Lord. Because there in fight also you see, Lord really wanted to kill Vishnu, he would have taken Sudarshan. But he came down and took a will. But God ordered me to lift a will to kill someone. It was a rasa fighting spirit. So
Right.
Vishmadev knew from beginning that he is a supreme personality of God. It was known to him. He and Vidur knew it well. The two personalities and Kunti Maharani. So who knew the so Vishmadev had acted that way. And regarding Sabha, I think that was like Vishmadev being a Kshatriya, that those rules and the Karmakandi kind of part where he was like that way it was a complicated thing because with that complexity came and Yudhishthira lost himself and he again gave Draupadi as a part of the game. So that was what Krishna said and that was the dialogue. Because I'm not very clear with that Sabha part, but Kurukshetra war, it was that relationship he had with Lord Krishna.
Right. Thank you so much. Very nice answer. Yeah. So yes, regarding that, Bhisma has a unique relationship with Krishna, Virya Rasa. Actually, apart from the 5 rasas, there are 7 secondary rasas. Yeah, these 5 rasas is the primary rasas, and there are 7 secondary rasas, and that more elaborately explained in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Goswami. We'll come later on that discussion when we reach nectar of devotion. Yeah, and regarding why Bhisma uh, on the party of um, the Kauravas, yes, that's first of all because he has different relationship compared to other devotees, and that is Virya Rasa. And then why Bhisma remained there, another reason is that because he took a vow, actually, he took a vow when his father, Santanu, yeah, Santanu, he wanted to get married again, and then uh, his wife, who was that? Satyavati. Yeah, I think yeah, Satyavati. Satyavati was actually was not agreed to marry Santanu Maharaj in the beginning because Bhisma is there. So what is the use of I'm marrying you? After all, Bhisma's son will become the next king, not my son. Satyavati said. And knowing this, so Bhisma took a vow that I will not get married, so I will not have a son. Well, still, you are the son of Santanu, you will be the next king. And Bhisma took a vow again that I will not become the king, rather, I will protect your sons, the next king. Your son will be the next king. And whoever, the king of Hastinapura, whoever it may be, I will remain chaste in this kingdom and I will protect whoever sit on the throne. So that's the reason why Bhisma remaining in that party, Kurava's party, because for a Kshatriya, when a Kshatriya utter a vow, so breaking his vow is just like better die rather than breaking a vow. That's the Kshatriya spirit. Or Kshatriya spirit also better die in the field, in the battlefield, than run away. This is the Kshatriya spirit. Yeah. So regarding why he didn't say even a word when Draupadi was tried to be disrobed by Dursasana, it is described by different acharyas that actually Bhisma's blood was contaminated by the food given by Kauravas. Yeah, what is that very nice verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita? Visayira ana koile dusta harman, mana dusta hoile nahi Krishna rasmara. So when we accept food from the Visayi, from materialistic people, dusta harman, our mind will become contaminated. Destroy our mind, nahi Krishna rasmara. When our mind is contaminated, we cannot think about Krishna. So Bhismadev's situation is same thing like that also, because entire life he was fed by the Kurava. Kurava is, a Visayi, so his blood was contaminated. That's why this instruction given by grandfather Bhisma in the first canto we find in the Srimad Bhagavatam to Yudhishthira Maharaj about the Varnashram, Rajaniti, and so on, is actually after all his contaminated blood gone, this arrow, Arjuna's arrow, actually purifying Bhisma. So that blood, contaminated blood, is now gone. Therefore, he's able to speak about the truth, about Dharma. So Lord Krishna advised Yudhishthira Maharaj to approach Bhisma right before Bhisma Dev passed away. And Bhisma able to speak about Dharma. Yeah. Because now he's free from all this blood. Then Vidura also did not speak anything against Sabha. How to understand that? Yeah, if Bhisma is not speaking, why Vidura should speak? So there is an etiquette in the third canto is described by who's that? Uddhava. By Uddhava to Vidura, actually. Uddhava to Vidura. When Vidura quit home, so he went for pilgrimage. First person he met is Uddhava. And Vidura asked him, please give me instruction about the absolute truth. But he said that there's a very beautiful verse. I forgot it. One second. Matya Loka Jihasa. Rishi Kosharawontike Saksat Bhagavata Dristo Matya Loka Nanute. That's how it starts. Nanute Tattva Samradhya Rishi Kosharawontike Saksat Bhagavata Dristo Matya Loka Jihasa. So this verse is stated by Uddhava in the third canto when Vidura asked him to become his guru. Uddhava said that Nanute Tattva Samradhya. There is another person who understands more about Tattva, and that is Rishi Kosharawa Antike, the son of Koshara Muni, and that is Maitreya. Because by age, Uddhava is much more younger than Vidura. Vidura is like his father's age. So it's Srila Prabhupada explained in his purport that there is an etiquette called the Maryada Vyatikrama. Or we heard about this, Maryada Vyatikrama. This is an etiquette that one should not speak before his senior. If there is senior there, so you should not speak. Let your senior first speak. If you are asked by your senior, then you can speak, not otherwise. All right. So yeah, that's the position. Why Vidura is not speaking? Because Bhisma is not speaking. So he's just keeping an etiquette here. If Bhisma and Drona and Kripa didn't say anything, why would Vidura say something? But at the same time, also we know that Vidura is appointed as an advisor for Dhritarashtra Maharaj, yeah, because he's his brother, so considered to be like fair. Yeah. So one way how to understand Vidura's position is that because he is just following the etiquette. Yeah. Senior is not speaking, so but then we see also Vikarna is speaking. Duryodhana's brother is speaking. How to understand that also? Well, because he is Kshatriya. Vidura is not Kshatriya. He is the son of a maid servant. So he knows his position and all right. In public, I should not speak anything, because my Varna is lower than all these people. All right. So that's from verses 1 to 11. Yeah. Somebody was criticizing me that Swamiji, you are inducing this Hare Krishna movement. People are becoming coward. They simply chant Hare Krishna. So I replied that you will see the power of the Hare Krishna movement in due course of time. He required, because there were two battles in India. The battle between Ravana and Rama Ravana, the battle of Ramayana. And another battle was the battle of Kurukshetra. And in these two battles, the hero was Vaisnava and Vishnu. In Rama Ravana battle, Lord Ramchandra was there and his devotee Hanuman Vajrangaji. Similarly, in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Krishna was there and his devotee Arjuna was there. So Vaisnavas, they do not simply chant Hare Krishna. If there is need, they can fight under the guidance of Vishnu and become victorious. Okay. So yeah, Kshatriya Vaisnavas, if there is need of fighting, we shall fight. Yeah, like we see the incidents here in Mayapur before 1984. That time there was, yeah, what was that? Muslim robbers, I think, try to steal Srimati Radharani, try to steal deities. So the devotees fighting. And yeah, Jananiwas Prabhu was there, and yeah, many devotees fighting against that. And His Holiness Bhakti Raghava Swami lost his leg due to that explosion. Anyway, so devotees not simply chanting Hare Krishna. if there is a need of fighting, so you fight, but you fight under the guidance of Lord Krishna and the Vaishnavas. All right, so far, any questions? Anyway, you already asked few questions. And then the next section of this chapter, chapter number 1, is that we will see Arjuna's reason of not fighting. Yeah, I just briefly touched on this point. So, before that, there will be a sign of Arjuna's victory. Yeah, the sign of Arjuna's victory. Yeah, so first, the presence of Lord Krishna there. Second is his cons, Lord Krishna's transcendental counsel. So actually, when Krishna blew his counsel, actually the heart of the Duryodhana and the Kauravas cracked. As Srila Prabhupada explained, when Bhishma there blew his counsel, that created joy in Duryodhana's heart, but that sounds of counsel is actually not creating any fear in Pandava's side. But when Lord Krishna, the Panchajanya was blew by Lord Krishna, Duryodhana's heart immediately becomes shattered. And yeah, that's the first sign. And second is that Arjuna's Gandiva. So that Gandiva is gifted by Lord Indra. Yeah, and also Arjuna's chariot given by Agni. So there's quite a long story how Arjuna got this chariot when Arjuna and Krishna went to Kandavavan forest. Yeah, tried to help Agni Dev actually. He was sick. Agni was sick. Now he want to get some herbs. Probably you heard this story from this forest, Kandavavana. But because in that forest there is who is that? Not Taksaka. Yeah, or a snake. Not Vasuki or no Taksaka. I think Taksaka. Yeah, Taksaka. He was having good relationship with Indra. So because now Agni is trying to burn this forest, so now this snake asking help from Indra. Yeah, asking help from Indra, and Indra shower rains, and Arjuna fight with his father Indra, and Arjuna defeated Indra. So long story short, Agni was pleased, and then he gifted this chariot to Arjuna, and actually he blessed that this chariot is unconquerable to all directions. And then he got also quivers, yeah, quivers, which is with the unlimited arrows. Any arrows, any amounts of arrows he shoot, it will produce arrow again. This is desirable by the politician in the modern days, where you will get a gun with unlimited bullets. Yeah, so Arjuna got that. And then another sign of victory is that the Hanuman's picture on Arjuna's flag. Yeah. So anyway, that's also another story when Bhim met Hanuman, and he disrespected Hanuman in the beginning, but then Hanuman grew big, manifested his gigantic form, and Hanuman said, "Okay, you put me in Arjuna's chariot, so I will help you in the future to defeat you." So that was the 4 signs of Arjuna's victory. And then Arjuna's reason not to fight, yeah, toward the end of the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. The first one is that lamentation. So, sorry, compassion. Yeah, compassion, because he didn't want to kill his grandfather, Bhishma and Dronacharya also. And also, what is the next reason for Arjuna not to fight apart from compassion? Let me see. Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, compassion, first of all. The symptoms is that is the limbs of his body quivering and his mouth dried up. And then enjoyment. Yeah, enjoyment. His reason is enjoyment. He said that how can I enjoy? Normally when we have something to enjoy, we invite our family members. Right? We sit together, we enjoy. If you buy a new car, You want to share with your friend. Otherwise, what is the point of a new car if you cannot show off? So you want to show to your family members, okay, sit here, enjoy this new car. So then Arjuna said, enjoying. What is the point of enjoyment? There is no enjoyment. If I kill my brothers, my cousin brothers, my guru, my grandfathers, how can I enjoy this kingdom? I cannot enjoy this kingdom tainted by blood. Yeah. Guru rahatwahi mahanubhavan sreyo bhoktum vaishamapi haloke. Hatva takamam stu gurun ihaiva bunjia bogam rudira pradikta. Bunjia bogan means this enjoyment will be tainted by blood. So there's no point. That was Arjuna's reason not to fight. Number two, enjoyment. And then, yeah. The next one is that sinful reaction. Arjuna is afraid of sinful reaction of killing his family members, his guru, his seniors. Actually here, Krishna is addressed as Madhava. Then how you, Madhava, the husband of goddess Fortune, bring misfortune to my life by inducing me to kill all my family, my relatives. So sinful reaction. And then the number four is that family destruction, dynasty, destruction of the dynasty. If all men will be killed, so there will be family ruination. And then when man is killed, woman becomes unprotected. When woman becomes unprotected, Srila Prabhupada actually very heavy on that, on the purport to these verses. When woman is not protected, woman mingle freely with another man, and then there will be Varna Sankara, unwanted population. Yeah, Varna Sankara means children without father. This is a common scenario in the present day, you know. So then Varna Sankara, because Varna Sankara is actually unwanted population, then the family tradition of offering pinda is checked here. And then when there is no such a tradition of offering pinda to the forefather, and the whole family dynasty will go to hell. So that was Arjuna's fourth reason. And then in chapter 2, in the beginning, there is one more reason of Arjuna not to fight, and that is actually indecision. Arjuna is in dilemma. Should we fight? Should I fight or I should not fight? Therefore, he said that Gurun ahatva ahi mahano bhavan Sreyo bhoktum vaiksham api haloke. Let me go to the forest and live by begging. Yeah, vaiksham. Because his mind was full of dilemma. So if we see all Arjuna's argument was correct. First, compassion, yes, why he should fight with his family members. Second, enjoyment, how he will enjoy if all family members die. And then sinful reaction, if I kill them, if I kill my senior, this is sin. And then family tradition, the family dynasty will be destroyed. And then he was in dilemma. So the first chapter is covered. It's already an hour. Yeah, Taksaka and Maya demon. Thank you. Yeah, living in the forest. All right. So our next meeting will be next week. I will inform you my time because I'm going to travel to South India. Yeah. So you continue your self-study. In between, actually, you can ask any questions. So I'm open. So you can ask on my WhatsApp number. So yeah. But anyway, you are also quite mature devotee, I could see from how you respond to all these questions. And yeah, it's just a formality actually. I'm here because I'm a so-called Bhakti Sastri teacher. Thank you, Prabhu. So yeah, please continue your study and bless me to continue to serve the devotees in this way. Hare Krishna. Panchakalpatarubhyacha kripasindhubhya evacha patitanam panubhyo vaisnavibhyo namo namaha Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So next meeting will be about chapter 2. So I'm hoping that we will finish this first unit before November. Then November, you can start with other devotees, few devotees. We will start the regular classes. Hare Krishna. Thank you, brother. Hare Krishna.